The replay queen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I love getting these morning. I love getting these morning lives in because it's kind of just like off the top and exactly what I'm feeling. When you go to sleep at what, like 7:30, you're behind. End up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but that's fine. You know that is 100% okay with me. So I was reading. For those that will catch the replay, make sure to hit the like button. So I was reading about Cheryl Lee Ralph. I always thought that she was an underrated actress, and I think she has such a beautiful face. And when she smiles, her dimples, I don't know, I just think that she's beautiful. But I read that her and her husband of 19 years, they don't live together. Good morning, Yella. How are you? They don't live together. Her and her husband of 19 years do not live together. And of course, everybody wanted to chime in. It's just like, huh, that's weird. Hey, Miss Landry, I'm still a little under the weather, but this is where I get these moments out. And I was thinking about it, and I know it might sound crazy, chatters, but I'm not mad at their situationship, their marriage. I feel like now we're at a point when it comes to certain relationships we can define the terms of that. Traditional marriage or traditional relationships, of course, that's not the case. You move in together, that's the first thing. You buy a house, and that's what we're taught to do. But here we have a woman, they've been together for 19 years, and they don't live together. And I'm not mad at that, y'all. I'm not. I'm going to press mute so you guys don't hear me blow my nose. 1 second. Oh, I hate this season. I'm not mad at that because now they share they don't have like separate lives, so to say, but here they are married 19 years and they each have their own space. I think that is so cool. And one for me, I think that would work for me. I'm not your traditional girl, I promise you. I promise maybe one day I'll have a conversation on my views of marriage and rings and all of that. I'm a little different when it comes to that. So this type of arrangement is perfect for me because I love my space. I love my mate, but I love my space. I would love to be able to have that marriage where you can go to your mate's house and I don't know, something about it just seems really, really cool to me. Um, I like it. And clearly, after 19 years, it works for them. So who am I to judge, right? I feel like we get so, oh gosh, don't even get me started on judging. Okay, let me pin it. If it ain't broke, don't try fixing it. You better say what you say when you said it, Miss Yella Jones. Right, if it works for them, the hell would anybody else thinks, right? Like, this is my relationship, my marriage. Who are you to tell me that what we're doing is wrong? And clearly, it's not wrong if we've been together for 19 years. And I think it's also sort of a thrill for those, like, some relationships have that moment where, the sex life becomes, mundane or redundant and it's just like, okay, it's Thursday night, let's make love. I think it's something kind of like risque about, dressing up to go to your husband's house. I don't know. I think that would make for a very, very spicy sex life, dress up time and whatnot. So I like that for them. Clearly, they like that for them because it's been 19 years. Not everyone can do it. Now, I don't think I can do it where if we live far, like I'm not traveling no hour or 2 hour state lines to my husband's house. But if we're, 20 minutes away or something of the sort, I would even take across the street neighbors. I would be fine with that. But I think it would be something a little sexy about, sneaking over to your man's house. And maybe that's why it's the thrill of it all. So I don't know. Shout out to Cheryl Lee Ralph. And peace, Shakima. Happy New Year. Peace. So shout out to Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband, who they don't live together and they are happy and have been together for 19 years. Me personally, I would be all for it. I think it's sexy. I think it's mysterious. going to your man's house. Now, I don't think that would work if you're not in a certain tax bracket. So let's be clear. Cheryl Lee Ralph has some coins. She's an actress. You can't do that if you out here, struggling to make ends meet and covering the two households. That's not going to work. So clearly, they're both financially stable. And Cheryl Lee Ralph, being an actress, of Hollywood, she's different. So I don't recommend this for those struggling to make ends meet with your housing situation. You done got a eviction notice. Like, this ain't for you. But for those that are financially stable and secure, if you and your husband can both have two households and keep it sexy and spicy and no one's cheating on one another, I say do you. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband and their arrangement and what they got going on. Something else I wanted to cover, and it bothers me and has been bothering me, I think probably since I was in middle school. And it's the term I don't like her or I don't like him. And here's what bothers me, because to me, I have to study you enough to make that determination that I don't like you. Now, if I don't care for you, I'm not going to pay you any attention to even determine if I like you or not. So I think that's more so a personal problem for parties that can say that so freely without having a conversation with the party. If you're judging solely based on appearance, I think it should come a point in time in your life as a man or a woman where you know better and you do better. And a lot of times we find, especially like, let's take it back to grade school with childhood bullies, a lot of the times in the situations that we've seen, the bullies come from broken homes or they have some internal struggles. And I think the same thing applies when we age, but we just forget that key component. So for those parties that, do have that mindset or mentality, it's kind of the same approach as the grade school bully. It's something within their lives or something within themselves that trigger them that you have that they lack. It's no different. I literally have to care enough to say that I don't like you. You know what I mean? Unless we're covering a story as about a celebrity or something, I can say like I don't like that celeb. For example, Allison Holker, DJ Twitch's wife. I don't know that woman, but based on things that she's recently done, I can say I don't like her behavior, you know. But to say I don't like you, it says more of you than it would ever say of the person, because that means that you actually spend the time to investigate, to watch, etc. That's a you problem. That is not a they problem. So keep that in mind if you ever struggle with that and you wonder why this person doesn't like you or whatever. That's a they problem, you know, because 9 times out of 10, you don't even have that much time to give them the thought to make that determination. I can't say if I like you or not, baby, because I don't think about you. You know what I mean? But clearly, they would think about you if they can make that determination. So again, it's a they problem and so not a you problem. So something to think about and to chatty. It's 3 a.m. in Cali. What time it is in? It is 6:09. It's 6:09. I've been up since 4 my time because I went to sleep at 7:30 like somebody's grandma. But yeah, it is really a they problem personally, you know, or even give it too much thought. People are always going to be judgmental and people are always going to be insecure, but they're never um, going to say that. And remember certain sayings that we grew up on that we tend to lose sight of, because the loudest person a lot of the times is the weakest. You know what I mean? Power is silent, you know. Power is extremely silent, and what's understood never has to be explained. Those people that have to um, hoop and all of that for that, that's a they problem, and that's something that they have to worry about. That's something that they know that they're dealing with, but they're not going to admit that. So it's going to come out in other ways. It's going to come out as I'm unbothered. It's going to come out as I don't care, and it's actually quite the opposite. So just be mindful of that. People will reveal their insecurities and their mental issues if you're strong enough and wise enough to pay attention to them. Okay, Miss Wheeler, girl, you know, we just literally, people literally tell us who they are through their actions. We spend too much time paying attention on the words that they speak, but if you really pay attention to their actions, that is who they are. That is their character. That is that person. Because words will lie, words will deceive you. I can sit here and say I'm this and that, but pay attention to my mannerisms, pay attention to how I treat myself and others. And that is who you find out who you're dealing with through their actions and actions alone. Words are great. I like them. I love to read. I love to write. They're amazing when you put them together correctly, but they are just words. Actions to me will always reveal someone's true intentions and someone's character. So, if anything, make this make a little mental note or an asterisk to stop paying attention to words so much and watch the actions, because then that's who you see who you're dealing with. Never be fooled by words. You know what I mean? Good morning, lady love, voice of purpose. How are you, beautiful? Yakima says, peace and love to all, even the bushwashers. I hope that you are at least hitting the like button because it does help. We have to start supporting one another more, especially for um, those creators that are trying to take their platforms to the next level or move in different directions or not have a platform of, exposing or drama or revealing, definitely make sure that you shine a little light to those people, because it's not easy, sometimes being the party that goes against the grain. Of course, I don't know too many creators that wouldn't want lives full, plenty of people in their lives. But the reality is, people are not going to support that if it's not toxic. And that's where we are. So, if you truly want to see more content that makes you feel good, then you yourself have to work on that through your actions and start supporting that more. Because if not, you too are a part of the problem and not the solution. So, Miss Yella says, one of my son's favorite sayings, what's understood does not need to be explained. Say it again. I love your son's outlook. Yes, and Miss Wheeler says, good morning to everybody, and to please hit the like button. So, just some thoughts and things that I think about when I have my moments alone, when everyone's sleeping. That's kind of when I get my thoughts out. I can plan my day. Sundays, I like to think about my week or goals that I want to hit, whether it's professionally, financially, or whatever. I hope that you can have these moments too, where you can just take time out for yourself. I know it sounds selfish, golly, right? How dare us want time for ourselves? The nerve, right? The nerve, the audacity. But this is how we become better mates, better friends, better siblings, better cousins, better aunties. You have to take that time out to self. You have to. I will never, ever be able to be good to anyone else if I'm bad to myself. You know what I mean? So please, please, please make sure you take that time. Yakima says, Chatty, I still need my Shaka Khan helmet hookup. Girl, I thought I posted that. Are you a member? I don't know if you're a member. No, because you're not in green. Um, I think, are you on Facebook? Because I can send you the link if she's still there. Because if not, I would have just posted it on the members board. Because I'll be getting real up close and personal with my members. Speaking of which, I think I found a coupon code that I got to post for y'all. But anyway, that's that on that. I can go so long on these types of conversations and topics when it comes to self evaluation. It's not even funny. But I look at people sometimes, and, whether I'm watching a movie or, online, different sectors too, because different sectors argue, I look at people's behaviors and stuff, and I look past what they're saying. And, I pay attention to mannerisms and stuff. And it's just like, wow, this person is so hurt or so broken or so damaged, and they don't even see that. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times I reflect and I do that with myself with certain arguments and stuff. I remember how I used to argue when I was in my 20s. Members, I made that live for you guys as well when I was sharing with everyone when I simply didn't want to be here anymore at 24 because everything that I've been through from 9. To losing from losing mom at 9 and grandmother in between years later, and then the things that happened to me in between that I still haven't talked about just yet. I felt like I couldn't take it anymore. But I look back at myself during that window and I was angry, you guys. I was angry because I was different. I was angry because I was pained. I was angry because I lost so many people, so many that I don't even talk about. One of my favorite aunts, that it was just so much going on. So I look back at how I treated people during that time and how I represented myself. And I realized it was coming from a place of hurt. And a lot of times people can't evaluate themselves enough to realize that and determine that it's you, you know? You have to figure out that. And then I just didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to be that person anymore. I did not. It is no one's fault of what happened to me. It's no one's fault. So I had to be mindful of that and I won't look back. So I'm thankful for my lowest of lows. I truly, truly am. I don't recommend my lows because, like I said, I didn't want to be here anymore. So I don't recommend that for anyone. But I'm so thankful for being brought down to my knees in pain and agony because it was then that I was able to stand again, to realize who I needed to become, to be who I am, to even be a mother. Um, I'm thankful for the lows, not just the highs. I'm thankful for the lows that brought me down to my knees, that weakened me, because it was in those moments that I found my strength, and I'm forever grateful. I'm forever grateful. So, you know, thank you so much, Lakima. Thank you. I am. I really am. So, oftentimes it takes dark moments. We can say these things. I know it sounds so cliche, chatters, especially if you haven't experienced something, because when you hear people talk, it's just like, yeah, 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 whatever. Through darkness, you'll find the light. And you're like, shut the hell up, right? You know what I'm saying? It sounds horrible. It sounds like you're just feeding banana in a tailpipe, womp, 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 right? But I promise you, when you go through it, when you grow through it, you will learn that some of those analogies are so, so, so true. So true. So true. And I'm glad. I'm glad. I mean, granted, I wish that, you know, I would love to know that feeling of what it's like to go shopping with your mom. I would love to know, what it's like to, have your mom over for dinner and cook. I would love that. I would love to know what it was like to say, "Hey, mom, I got my period." I don't have that, and a lot of memories I don't remember because cancer, took her away. Even though I lost her at 9, cancer really took her away. When I say I was early as like 6 or 7, because she was battling that. You know what I mean? And she just wasn't mom right, so grandma had to step in at an early age while mom lost her hair. I remember, it's so funny you remember things. I remember seeing my mom. I mean, now I know, of course she was wearing a wig, but I remember her coming to my grandmother's house, and oh gosh, I was like, what is with my mother's hair? I was happy to see mommy, of course, but in my mind, I'm like, what the hell? But it was in those moments, especially looking back and me being a mother now, I can see that she was trying. She was at least trying to show up. She was hiding. And I remember how horrible my mom's hair looked. Isn't that crazy? Where certain memories come back, but it was a wig. She was trying to show up to look like herself, and I think that's so beautiful. Y'all know I'm sensitive. I'm a get emotional, Who would have told us that in our adult years we would turn into crybabies? I think I probably cry more as an adult than I probably ever did as a child. Child, because if I hear something sweet, I'm a cry. If it's something beautiful, I'm a cry. You know. So it was something so beautiful to look back and be able to say like, wow, my mom was trying. I love that. Energy does speak, Yakima. Good morning, beautiful red. Um, Miss Yella says, "Oh my God, Chatty, I have the same story about my mom. So the same. Lost her when I was 14. See, we relate with one another more than we know. And I'm so sorry for your loss, Miss Yella. I am. Trust me, I know that pain, girl. You know, I wish I would be able to, or looking for a bra. My brothers and uncle and sister, and oh gosh, it was so embarrassing. Oh gosh, it was so, and with a predominantly male family, you know how embarrassing it is for dad and your brothers and uncle to know that you got your period. There was like, gosh, oh, you have no idea, y'all, no idea. So trust me, it was different. Still love, but different. And I used to be so jealous, you guys. That's where I even knew that it was possible. People don't admit their jealousy. I can, I was jealous of certain friends when they would want to invite me over, and to see them interact with their mom. I used to be so jealous of that. Like, I wouldn't even want to go over, y'all. I promise you I wouldn't, because I would feel weird. Like, you know, I would feel weird. I would feel so weird. And I remember, and this is why I feel like sometimes people don't know what to do or say in certain instances and need to learn. I wish I could find this teacher. So naturally, I was taken out of school, when I lost my mom. And when I returned, my family, dad, grandma, sister, two of my brothers, um, I remember sitting in the principal's office and they were all in there talking. And I was walking down the hallway to go, back to my class, my familiar place. I was actually anxious to get back to school. And I remember walking in the classroom and it was so quiet and everyone looked at me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the teacher was like, hey, and, set me down. I think it was something like some fruit snacks or something on my desk. I don't know, but everyone was looking at me. I felt so weird. So it wasn't until we were on the playground. It's crazy how you remember certain childhood memories. And one of my gal pals was honest enough to say, like, hey, the teacher told us before you came in that your mom passed away and to be nice. Y'all, I was so pissed and I started crying and needed to leave for the day. That was my first day back. And in that moment, again, I know people try to do things to help us, but sometimes if you don't know the correct thing to do, you could end up causing more damage than good. And this isn't just my example, this is just any example. If you don't know what to do, maybe just try doing nothing because you know what I needed in that moment? I needed to feel normal. I was already different with my family. Everyone's, hey, how are you? It was overpouring of love. I wanted to just feel normal. In school, in my classroom, was that familiar place. So I was looking forward to that, and that was robbed. So I remember that moment, and it made me cautious. And I don't know why this sticks out. I think that was like really like a identifying moment in my life and it made me move differently. Something as early as 9 years old to where if I don't know what someone needs, I'm going to ask them. I do that with my friends that have lost people, or just if you're dealing with a heartbreak, I'm not just going to assume I know what you need because it might be the wrong thing. Because I will never, ever, ever forget that moment and how disappointed I was and robbed. And what I needed in that moment, was for everybody to just be normal. I wanted the boy that was picking on me to pick on me again. I wanted to be normal. And oftentimes, I always think it's a message in something. So here we go, message, right? Oftentimes, We might try to give people what they think they need, but we need to focus on what they want at times. And what they want might be the best thing for them. Don't assume, because you might end up doing more damage. You might assume that that person needs you to tell you in that moment, hey, stop, or whatever. Maybe that's not what they want. So, whatever the case may be, at a very young age, as a little girl, I learned to ask questions. I know it sounds crazy, but I really did. I can remember conversations as early as 13 with someone crying about a boy and me saying, what do you want me to do? Like, I have to ask you. I'm not just going to assume, because I'll never, ever forget that moment and how pissed I was of that being taken away from me. So, you know, you know. Miss Yella says, I was crying in a dressing room listening to a young lady talking to her mom while she was helping her try on clothes. Oh, I have so many of those memories, Miss Yella. Oh, trust me, I know, girl. Yakima says, people tend to not know how to be human, empathetic. Absolutely. Let me pin that. They don't. They really don't. They just assume. And oftentimes you need to ask somebody, what do you need in this space? What can I do for you? Are you okay? Hey, listen, I remember, I tell people, listen, if you want to just sit on the phone, I can listen to you cry. We can cry together, because if you cry, it's gonna make me cry. I don't just assume I know what somebody wants. And I'll never forget that moment as a little girl, and how that made me feel, and how that teacher made the announcement to a class of, and I didn't even have a rapport with all of them. Now everybody know my business. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget it. So sometimes let's not assume. Let's not assume, because you might not know exactly what they need in that moment. So give them space to even ask the question, what do you need? Do you just need me to be here? I can just sit with you if you want. I have to ask for people that I love, and they know. They know. They know, I promise you. My circle, they know. I'll tell them in a minute, what do you need? You want me to just come and be there? Yes, I'm on my way. You know, we can do that. I'm not going to assume. Granted, I still have little kind gestures. I sent my niece a little teddy bear. I forgot why. We were having a conversation about something. Um, I don't know. I remember little details of conversations. I forgot what it was. But yeah, I sent her a teddy bear. So right, because life be lying. Uh, life be lying, even though you did the correction and said life be lifing, but life be lying too. Life be lying and lifing. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Life is something. I think it's why I kind of I mean, no one's perfect, right? No one's exempt from shade or, you know, whatever the case may be. But I promise y'all, I'm not in that space, and I haven't been in a minute. When you experience some things, it's just like, have at it. You got it. You're not gonna get no kickback from me. That doesn't make me weak. That just means you got it, you know? I just certain things I just can't give energy to. You got it. You got it. Whatever you got it, whatever it is. If I can't give that energy, you got it. I'm just not there. I'm not there. I don't want to be there. Not trying to be there, not trying to even meet you there, because I'll go to hell, because I'm not fully healed. So I just rather not. Even with my pop-ups, no one see me go to hell, because I just don't want to. Because again, I'm not healed yet. I still have some anger in me, over things. So I don't even like to argue with someone, especially if it's not face to face. I can't do that to myself, because I'm not healed yet. I'm a work in progress every day. I think only a fool knows everything, and only a fool thinks they're perfect. And only a fool has to be the smartest person in the room. Sucks for you to be that dumb. Sucks for you. Because if you're not learning every day, if you can't have a conversation with someone into which you're enlightened, to where your point has to be the best point and the only point, it sucks to be you, because you're damaged. because only damaged people conduct themselves that way. I have to learn every single day. I do not know everything, and I need to learn every day. That might be from a person, that might be from a place, that might be from a thing, it might be from a child. But only a fool knows everything, and only a fool has to be right in my point and my point only. I said it, it's golden. No, you're dumb and you're ignorant and you're selfish and you're self absorbed. You know, protect your peace at all costs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Only a fool knows everything. And she's no fool. You know what I mean? Never be too old to, or never be too wise to learn. That's crazy talk. I can't even sit with those like that have that mentality. I can't even sit with those that have to. My point is the best point. I can't. I can't. That's insane. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. So, you know, it is Sunday. It's supposed to be a fun day, but I know a lot of places are snowed. And this weekend is, I think, what I needed. The universe gave snow and sat me down, and I got so much accomplished. I wrote some more in a book that I've been working on for 8 years. I get to it every now and then. Every now and then I'll add something, but this ain't no AI. This ain't no help. This is me and only me. And that's why it's been 8 years. Will it come out one day? Who knows? I just know that this is something that I've been working on. And when I find the time, I add when I need to add to it. I created some more journals. I start a lot of things and I don't finish them right away, but eventually, when it's time for me to launch some things, I'll have it ready. Sometimes you just, what's the saying? Best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So everything might not come right away, but I do little things for the direction that I know that I'm going as time permits. Got to focus on your creativity and your dreams and your goals. It can't always be about everyone else or your relationship or your children, even. They need to see you accomplish things as well, because how are they going to know that feeling? You know? So never stop trying to pursue your own dreams and your own goals, because they're watching. Never too old. Never too old to buy your first house at 50, 60. Never too old to get your degree at 50, 60. We put these limits and restrictions on ourselves, and we don't need to. So eat your elephant one bite at a time. You know what I'm saying? Yella said there's some folks in these YouTube streets that need to hear us. Maybe so, Miss Yella. And God willing, if the Most High sees fit, they will hear it. If not, that's fine too. Exactly, Lady Love. Exactly. Yakima says energy vampires exist. They do. Cancel all evil negative manifestations. Congrats on your creativity. Keep moving forward. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I don't know, I said this a while ago. Even I've always been a creative. I don't know if I'm a creator or not, but I've always been a creative. I shared with you guys when I'd lost mom that my outlet was writing. My outlet was poetry. I was published, I think as early as like 13. So I've always been a creative, so to say. Um, you know, that's kind of just been my outlet you know, whether it's playing the guitar, whether it was teaching my yoga classes in the park, which I really miss my group. We had a lot of fun doing that, but I had to take a step back. So I might get back to doing that. It wasn't often, about twice, but I think about twice a month. My yoga in the park was so great. Just that people would pay for my classes and meditate with me was an amazing feeling. So who knows what this summer holds? Might start that back up again. To my ladies that watch this, I have supporters that you'll never see in my chats. My close circle. But to my ladies, I miss you guys tremendously, and let's meditate this summer. We'll try to get something going. Hold me to it and keep me honest, please, because you know how I get. You know how I get. So, so I guess this was just my rant, you guys. This was just my rant, you know? Is it me releasing? Yeah. Is somebody somewhere need to hear it? Possibly. But it was on my heart, and this is just what I wanted to get out on my morning chatty minute. So I appreciate you guys for listening. Please, 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 if you want to see more content like this, you have to support it. If it's not me, just from anybody else that you encounter. It's not easy out here if you're not, eating food or shoving it across your face or twerking um, or insulting someone. It's not easy. So please, 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 a like is free, a subscribe is free. And then, of course, there's other avenues with super stickers and other stuff. But please support those that are trying to be different and bring something different. Let's make social media great again, to where we're not just seeing fighting of women. We're not seeing um, the woman attacking the man calling the woman female dogs. Let's make it great again, and we can do that with one creator at a time. So, Chatty, you've inspired me with your energy of goodness throughout this saga and beyond. Don't make me cry, because I told you, um, but that means the world to me. So, thanks for saying that. God damn it. I was about to get off. You know I'm sensitive. Don't get it twisted. I will still clear a room and flip a table because I ain't healed yet. But thank you. That I love that for us. I do. Good morning, Snooky. You're coming in at the end. I'm so sorry, babe. But catch the replay if you feel like it. It's only gonna be it's less than an hour live. I don't like to take too much of your time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You releasing and us needing to hear it. Thanks, Chatty. It is truly my pleasure, Miss Yella. And thank you. Thank you guys for sharing. And for those that have been with me from day one and never left, I see you and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Some people left. Um, and that's fine. But to those that continue to support me, I thank you tremendously and thank you for seeing me. So until next time, I think you all are capable. I think you're beautiful, man or female. And I hope you have an amazing day. And I'll chat with y'all later.